What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back at the end with the weekly Rust Skins videos, and this is what our top sellers are looking like for this week. So this is day one. We have the Cold Hunter SMG in at number 2, continuation of a set. The Nuke Room Double Door in at number 2, Frontier Decor Pack, which is the general item, and then the Wooden Base Box at number 3 for the limited store item. Skin. So let's get started, and we will look at the Bone Armor Bandana and Bone Armor Poncho first. So the Bone Armor Bandana is going for $2.30 and is above center store price for clothing. And let's just put it straight here. It is a fugly skin. I actually really don't like the Bone Armor Bandana at all. I think it just looks absolutely putrid. So overall, not going to recommend investing in that one. I don't think it's going to perform well on the community market once it leaves the Rust store. It's already $2.30, so quite expensive for a bandana skin. And we have quite a decent few nice looking bandana skins in the game, and this is not one of them in my opinion. So moving over to the Bone Armor Poncho, going for $3.85 above center store price and above the price of the bandana. So I think that's a little bit disappointing that they're not the same price. I think the Bone Armor Poncho is a little bit cooler. Of course, it does have the unique cutout, but at this point, is it unique anymore? Because the last several Poncho skins have been like this, besides that disgusting metal silver single JPEG image skin that we got recently for the Poncho, which I didn't actually cover because I didn't do the video on, but that was a fugly skin. The Bone Armor Poncho, I think it's kind of cool. It's a cool idea. It's cool concept, but it's too expensive, and also you can't like put it with the bone armor, so it doesn't really go with anything else. Is the problem? Perhaps it might continue into hide or burlap, but at the moment it doesn't really go with anything. It's $3.85, and we've got plenty of cutout poncho skins. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in it. I don't think it's going to have any demand once it leaves the Rust store and goes to the community market. And it's also above center store price, so not what you want. Bad combo for everything. So let's move over to the weapons. We have the Cold Hunter SMG going for $3.85. Black Ice from Siege. And this is a pretty old these days skin collection made by MDE, and a continuation, of course. So the only Cold Hunter skins that are actually below center store price, or below the price that they released on the Rust store, are the Bolty, I'm pretty sure, and the M249. So they're the only two skins out of a decent few that have actually been accepted. Let me check SCMM real quick. There has been 12 Cold Hunter weapons accepted in the game so far, and as I said, only 2 have gone below the price that they released for on the Rust store, that being the M249 and the Bolty, so I was right about that one. Overall, I think the custom will perform pretty well. But of course it is a little more expensive than usual, being $3.85. And I do think its front iron sight is a little bit lackluster just because it is white, just like the back iron sights on the custom. I do think that's a little bit disappointing. I could actually be wigging that might be red. If it's red, then it'll be better, but if it's white, it is a little bit disappointing. Either way, $3.95, Cold Hunter SMG. I do still think it's going to perform well, but I do think it's going to be more of a long-term investment rather than a short-term investment. So overall, I will recommend investing in the Cold Hunter SMG/custom off of the Rust store, but you could also get it for a little bit cheaper with a community market buy order if you're lucky. Moving over to the Ice Rock, the Ice Eye Rock, in fact, going for $3.85, and in my opinion, this is actually the worst of the Ice Eye set collection we've had so far. So we've had a sword, we've had a metal hatchet, and a metal pickaxe, and I don't know, something about this rock skin just looks not right to me. I think it's meant to be like a little dragon tail or something, and then I don't know, maybe it's breaking out of a shell, like an icy shell, or maybe that's just its scales or something. But I don't know, the eye placement just seems weird on the skin, and the skin looks cool and it looks like it's well made, but something just looks a bit wrong about the skin in my opinion. Not super keen on it. $3.85. The rest of the Ice Eye Rock, the Ice Eye collection has not performed well, so clearly there isn't any demand for it, and I do think that is going to continue with that trend with the ISI rock. So I'm not going to recommend investing in it off the rest of them store. And I do think you will lose money if you buy it. All right, moving over to the Prototype 7164 Tommy, going for $3.85, and this is a continuation of the Prototype set. I actually really do think these are cool skins. However, they just don't perform well in the community market. We do have a cheeky yellow front ADS on this Thompson skin, which is okay, I suppose. But I do think it will blend in a little bit with like some desert biomes and some certain other colors. But look, overall, the Tommy skin, it looks cool, but I don't think it's going to perform well, and I don't think it's going to have demand because of the previous stats that we're showing from the previous guns of the Prototype collection. So not going to recommend investing in it, and I don't think it is going to perform well if you do. So moving over to the final weapon/tools of the week, we have the Wartech hatchet and the Wartech metal pickaxe. Both metal tools going for $3.05 each, so thankfully they're actually the same price, and they are a more high quality looking tool material, I suppose, / skin. And I actually think they look pretty cool. I think the cutout on the hatchet looks a little funky. I do think there'd probably be a few weak spots and a little bit of rust happening there with the way that it's cut out. But $3.05 is what they're going for. Overall, I actually think they're cool skins. I think if they were released a few years ago, they would make profit. But these days, I don't think they will really make you any profit, unfortunately. I do think they are pretty wicked, but I don't think that there is enough demand these days for the pickaxe and hatchet skins to be profitable in general. We do have a little bit of a pay-to-win cutout on the pickaxe, but it is very, 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 very situational and pretty much isn't really going to do much. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing the Wartech pick or hatchet off of the rest of them store for this week as investments. So let's move over to the deployables. We have the Nuke Room Double Door going for $3.95. And I don't know, I'm on the fence about this one. I'm kind of 50-50 because I think the skin's actually kind of ugly, but I also kind of like the skin. So it is an interesting one. And the more I look at the screenshots, the more I think it's cool. But I don't know, something about its colors or something, it just looks a little bit like just too red or too brown or something. I don't like its color scheme. Something's going on in this little bloody double door skin that I just am not super keen on. $3.85 is what it's going for. There's only like 3 or 4 double door skins that are below this price in the community market. Let me check SCMM. There's only 4 cheaper on the community market. So clearly double door skins are quite a successful investment. This is going for $3.85. I actually do think this skin will go above its standard store price of $3.85 that it's going for at the moment. However, I do think it's only going to go for around like $4, like $4.20, something like that. And so I don't think you're really going to be making money off of it, especially after the Steam tax, so keep that in mind as well. Of course, this is a glowing deployable if I didn't mention that already. And overall, I'm not going to recommend investing the Nuke Room Double Door off of the rest of the store because, yeah, I do think it might go up a little bit, but I don't think it's really going to be making you money, so I don't think it's going to be worth your money as an investment, to be very clear. Right, moving over to the Fiend Metal Door going for $3.95. I'm not sure if this is the same skin creator that made that fugly bloody metal poncho that I was just talking about earlier, but it is apparently in the same collection according to SCMM. Could just be a glitch. I actually do think this sheet metal door skin does look pretty cool, pretty edgy. Rust community does like edgy skins. However, I do think this one is releasing a little bit too late in the scene. So I think this skin would have performed very well back in the day, but these days I think it probably won't actually perform that well. Its glow is cool. How it looks in the daytime is cool. It's $3.95, so standard store price for glowing deployables, but these days every single skin we get is a glowing deployable, you know what I mean? So it's nothing unique anymore, and I don't really think it's going to have that much demand. We have so many door skins these days that the saturation of skins in general really just decreases the demand of every skin in general unless it is a hyped up skin and a popular skin. As I always mention when it comes to AK skins, We are at that stage for door skins, and we have been for a while. However, we've had some pretty unique skins for the door skins come out lately. But either way, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Fiend metal door off of the Rust Item store, $3.95. I do think you could get it for cheaper off of the community market as a long-term investment. I actually think you could make money off of this depending on how much you get it for on the community market as a buy order. But overall, I do think it would be a long-term buy order investment, in my opinion. Moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the wooden base box, and this is a small box skin that is a continuation of like the base box set, I suppose you would call it, where we've had the high quality base box, we've had a stone base box, and we've had maybe a metal base box or something. I honestly don't remember what the other one was. Either way, $3.95. There's only like maybe one that is going for, maybe two that are going for above the price that they're going for on the Rust Item store, but they all are around like the center store price, a little bit higher. So overall, they're not really very popular. They're not very successful. As long-term investments, I think they'd be fine. But as a short-term investment, I think you could be spending your money on other things. And I do think the wooden base box is probably going to perform not as well as some of the other ones, in my opinion. So overall, not going to recommend investing in the wooden base box off of the Rust Item store. I do think it's a pretty awesome skin. I do think it's a very unique idea and well executed by the skin creator. But not going to recommend investing in it. That is going to do it for this week, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And remember, have a skits one.